Bring on our motivator, resident motivator, and best motivator, Professor Dr. Rozieta Shaary. Welcome to the show. Very good morning.
Welcome.
Good
Good morning.
Thank you, Azaria.
Thank you. Okay, thank you for joining us this morning with a wonderful topic, if I might add, making a positive difference. Okay, not just making a difference, but a positive difference. So, what do you actually mean by our topic today?
Thank you. When we come into this world, whether we like it, whether we want it, whether we realize it or not, we are making a difference. Our existence is making a difference in this world. Whether we are doing something or we are not doing anything, we are making a difference. The thing is that when we come into this world, we also have choices, as I always mention. So the choice is whether we want to make a positive difference or not. It is not about whether we want to make a difference. It is about whether we want to make a positive difference or a negative difference. That is what I would like to bring into our discussion. The three things that whether we want it or whether we don't want it, we are making a difference. So the choice is to make a positive difference. And how can we make sure that we are always making a positive difference? That's what this discussion is all about.
I see. Now, many people out there, including us, including me at least, we think that the only people who can make a difference are the leaders, the politicians, world leaders. So, but you are saying that everyone can make a difference.
Yes.
Comment a little bit on that.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen. Because I came across when I was conducting a program about a few years back, because when we talk about I make a difference, I start talking about this. I might not be the first person to talk about this, but I passionately talk about I make a difference in this world after realizing that there was a story actually, if I can just interject here.
Yes.
In 1986, when I first came back from England, I was in a place whereby it was not really resourceful to be. I call it maybe my dark moment in life. Yeah? So I was like going down so bad that I lost my confidence and I almost feel that there's nothing to life. And one day I just woke up and I started to realize that, hey, I make a difference in this world. I am important, at least to my children. So with that, I start to climb up again and, do things and give myself opportunity to be able to do something in this world. And then when I realized that, I bring this into whatever program that I conducted and that I make a difference in this world. And then there was one person in that program who said, I don't think that I make a difference in this world. I'm just a staff in an organization. He said that I'm staff in a company. I think the leader is, the leader of the world is. And then I was saying that that is what most people understand, that their existence is not as important as other people's existence. So maybe this is a time for us to start to look into what happened at home if we are not there. How if we are not the father that our children need to be to have, or we are not the mother that our children need to have, if we are not the staff that the company need to have, how is that going to happen? So when I start to say that to him and say, okay, for example, every day in your life, do you meet people? And he said, yes. Do you smile to people? Sometimes. What happens when you smile and people smile back to you? That is what I mean by making a difference. Because your smile might change somebody else's life.
Exactly.
So the thing is, at certain point in our life, not at certain point, every moment of our life, we come into a choice whether we want to say something good or we want to say something bad. That something good or something bad will make a difference and bring difference in the world that we are in the person that we are being with. So that is what it means by I make a difference in this world. So from the point of realization that whatever I do in my life, I am making a difference. So do I want to make a positive difference? Do I want to make a negative difference? And when we realize that we do not just put our finger and point to other people and say, that is that person's fault. It is for us to look into ourselves and say, okay, this is my life. I take ownership of it. I want to make it a positive life. So then I change from myself. For things to change, first I must change.
Exactly. So making a difference, making a positive difference, how can you make that difference? How can you change the things and the people around you? That's what we want to find out. And we also asked our viewers what they think. So let's check out their answers first, and then we'll get back to the doctor on her opinion. Let's check it out.
So what would you like to change or improve in your life?
Okay, I want to improve my life to be something perfect, because nowadays people make education, education something dorang punya pembelajaran banyak level. Even though we get a school in degree, sometimes people have a school in diploma better than degrees, and then we should to always compare ourselves with other people to make a change and then improve. And then one more thing is we should to, in Muslim, we should to pray to be Allah will good to us, and then also our parents should support us.
So what would you do that you like to improve in your life in terms of being a career woman as well as a mother?
Well, the one thing I would like to do is actually have more time. You know, more time for myself, more time for my kids, because I think at the moment, being a career woman, that's the one thing that's lacking. So yeah, I would like to do that. That's something that I really would like, and improve it in a way where I would have quality time.
How would you find more time?
Well, I think I would probably have to work less then, you know, but work lesser hours, but, you know, do it in a way where it's smart. So I have to work smart and be able to, you know, have that extra hours with my kids and the family. Is something I'm really missing at the moment.
What would you like to do to improve your life further and, you know, be successful in your life? Your definition of being successful?
Well, for me, I think it's a balance between family and work. So obviously I want success at work, and this is all part of it. But for me, really, what I want to be is a great sort of father and a mentor for my children. So for me, what would make me really happy is to see my children enjoy success and do what they want to do. You know, not just follow, not just for them to decide what they would like to do, and for me to be able to support them in doing whatever they want to achieve and fulfill their ambitions.
People out there try to find that balance or strive for that balance.
I think you can't tell people how to find it. I think people have to decide what are their own priorities, and then they have to then make whatever sacrifices or whatever ambition they've got, they have to achieve. You know, they have to do it themselves. I don't think other people can decide for other people what the best priority is or what they should be doing.
That's what Barack Obama would look like in a Songko. Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, so
Striking resemblance.
as we heard just now, everyone wants to make a difference in themselves. Everyone wants more time, and yeah, but how do we get that time, and how do we find time to actually change the things about us that we want to change? What do you think about that?
That question. Yeah. I just like to comment on what I love to see the way they interpret the question and the way it gets into themselves, because when however we look into the question is what actually triggers inside of us. For the lady, she is so passionate about wanting to be the better mother for the children. That's why she is looking into how can I make a change, how can I change what I'm doing now to make a more difference, a positive difference to my children, because that is what is innermost in her. And also the father just now, the like of Obama. Sorry, yeah, it meant as a compliment. Yeah, what the man said, it really touched my heart, because the thing is that to him, he wants to focus a lot more on being the best father for the for his children, and looking at it and taking steps into making positive difference in the life of their children. So the question that you asked me just now, how can we at every time, at every moment, be aware that we are making a difference, not just making a difference, we have a choice to make positive difference or negative difference. The thing is that this is the discipline that we need to inculcate in ourselves. It is not something that, because most people live in life like, day in, day out, and sometimes we are not taught to actually to be consciously living. most of us are unconsciously living, so
Yes.
we need to be more
Just
consciously living.
sliding through.
Yes, sliding
Live
through.
little.
And what other people say, oh, we also agree. Another person say, and we do not have our own opinion, our own stand.
Yes,
Now, how can we
yes.
make sure that we are coming from the right? How can we choose? The thing is that it looks very complicated, but it is not that complicated. The thing is that to ask ourselves, is this coming from the place of love, or is this coming from a place of lack of love? So when you want to make that difference, for example, a teacher, in front of her is a student who has been doing so many manners in the school, and she want to make sure that that student stop that. That teacher has a choice. Do I want to take this punishment and make him, and that come from anger, or does I want to build this child so that he can have a better life that is coming from love. So that is some of the example.
I see. Now, tell us, right? We would like to do it right now, today itself. But please show us what are the guidelines. 101.
101. Yes, thank you, Stephen. So I reiterate and I reinforce what I said. At every moment of our life, first, we want to train ourselves to live consciously, to realize, to be in awareness of what we are doing, what is our thoughts, what is our feeling. This is not something that is easy, but it is something that can be done. It will take some practice because we have not been doing that all this while. But to some people, they have been doing it all this while, so it becomes easier for them. So second is that when we are faced with that decision, so we go into ourselves and train ourselves to look at it, to look forward. 1 year after this, or 5 days after this, or 10 days after, what will happen? For example, like the case that I mentioned just now. So if that teacher was to choose, I'm going to punish this boy until he realizes that he cannot, it comes from anger in the sense that maybe he's thinking, I think this boy will, he will not want to go to school anymore, all those times, because it's coming from anger. He's making all these manners and making difficulty for the whole school. So that is coming from anger. And look forward, 5 days from now, 10 days from now, 1 month from now, what happened to that boy? What happened to school? What happened to her car? The tire, this kind of thing. Pancit. Yes. So that is something. So when we train ourselves to actually look forward and actually look at what happened when I do this, will this boy become a better person? So even though it does not immediately happen, but something inside of us feel right, because we have a compass inside of us that will tell us that this is right or this is wrong. It's called conscience. So when we are living from that place, we are guided from inside. But because when God created us, He does not just leave us like that. There's a conscience inside, there is a guidance inside. So that guidance is actually making us know what to do. But most people, when the guidance is inside, say something to them, they are shut up. So after a while, that conscience is not there anymore. Not that it is not there anymore, but it is not visible, it is not heard anymore, so it's not functioning. So when you ask me that question, it's a very good question, because we want to start from now. So train ourselves, and when we find that we are not doing it, don't be angry with ourselves. Allow ourselves, okay, now out of maybe in a day, you can, out of the 40 or 50 or 60 or maybe 1,000 choices that we have to take, if you can start with one, that is already a better day for you. And then you can go into the second one. And after a while, you realize that most of the decision on that day, on a day that you do, it comes from love, because you realize that it has been a habit. When it becomes a habit, it becomes a character. When it becomes a character, it will bring you to a destiny. So that destiny that you want is happiness, and it is not misery.
Wonderful with the wisdom
Beautiful.
there.
It's not from me, it's from somebody else. somebody more intelligent than me. I've just quoted that.
Yeah, but
Thank you for sharing.
yeah, that's those are the kind of quotes that we like to, read back to ourselves to remind us about the positive values. Well, thank you so much, Professor Dr.
Thank you.
Rozieta.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for today.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for making a positive difference
Yes.
in our show. I hope we will catch you again next week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You.